For most of the unusual things people may experience in their lives, there's a reasonable explanation to back them up. Weird noises in the middle of the night might come from sleepless neighbors or old pipes. But some stories get more attention, and they do make us curious and willing to explore. What would you think if you discovered a creepy mall right underneath your vacation rental? It might sound like a stretch, but this did happen to one person, and she detailed everything about her experience in some videos. They went viral, and the story continues to baffle online communities to this day. Claire posted a video on a famous platform claiming she'd stumbled upon an entire abandoned shopping mall in the basement of the building she was staying in. For starters, this construction wasn't an individual home. It was part of a larger hotel located in Hollywood Beach. Based on her own research, it used to be a hospital back in the day. People online soon took the reins in investigating the situation and concluded that the building was most likely the Ocean Walk Mall. Some reports claim the abandoned mall is also visited by weird apparitions, but Claire spent no more than a couple of hours there, so she couldn't vouch for that. You might want to skip Cherryvale Mall in Rockford, USA, if you don't like getting creeped out while shopping. Even the employees feel they're being watched every now and then, and not by their managers. Most people that work at this mall tend to arrange products once the mall closes. The problem is, once it opens in the morning, some stores are a mess, with products thrown all over the place. Because of these unusual occurrences, Cherryvale Mall becomes quite a hotspot during Halloween, as a lot of theme parties are organized here during the spooky season. If you ever want to pass by this mall, just remember not to go to the bathroom alone. Some people have reported getting stuck in bathroom stalls, locked there by some unusual force that just kept blocking the door. A creepy toy store? It's not a movie, trust me, though someone better start writing the script once they hear this story. We'll need to head over to Sunnyvale, California. This Toys R Us store is said to be visited by the spirit of a man named Johnny, who was still looking for the woman he was in love with. Her name was Elizabeth, and at the time they were still alive, back in the 1880s, she was planning on marrying someone else and didn't want anything to do with Johnny. He might have been a good man, but legend has it he had previously suffered from a disease that left him scarred for life. In a fit of anger, Johnny lost his life, but apparently not his plan of winning over the girl of his dreams. As in most creepy places, objects just come off of all the shelves in the store, and footsteps are heard quite often. Diamond Center in Anchorage, USA isn't a peaceful location either. This one isn't known for weird random noises. It's a bit classier, so people often hear music instead. Don't be surprised if you visit this mall and randomly start hearing flute music or drums. The legend surrounding Diamond Center is that it was constructed over an old cemetery. No wonder people started seeing and hearing a lot of weird stuff here. Apart from the noise, visitors have reported seeing people dressed in ancient clothing and even animal spirits wandering around. Yep, might want to skip it if you just need to buy some groceries. In Westfield Santa Anita in Arcadia, California, people often see a youngster dressed in clothes that seem to be from the 1930s. The bravest visitors have even tried addressing him to check if he was real. But as soon as the guy gets discovered, he runs away. You might think it's a prank, but those who've encountered him say his feet didn't seem to touch the ground. Also, he looked transparent. For the added thrill, you might want to head over to the escalators. That's where visitors say he's seen most often. Heading over to Singapore, let's stop by Plaza Singapura, located near the famous Orchard Road. This mall is said to be visited by a strange youngster, only this time, it's a girl. She's most often seen near the bathrooms on the 7th floor, but she's also been noticed wandering around the movie theater. I wouldn't want to watch a scary movie there, that's for sure. Legend has it that on the grounds of this shopping center, there was a medical clinic. The girl may or may not be connected to the patients that used to be treated there, but it sure does make a lot of sense. In Mount Pocono, USA, there's a mall with the same name that has gathered a weird collection of unworldly spirits over time. But the most famous of them all is a woman dressed in white. People have seen her wandering around the place from time to time. Surprisingly, this one isn't as shy as other apparitions spotted in other malls. She actually calls out to employees, by their names no less. This weird lady is also known to prefer feminine products, which she takes down from the shelves every now and then. Egypt may be home to the famous pyramids, but it's also the place where you can visit the Tiring Building, located in Cairo. This construction used to host one of the country's most luxurious department stores. These days, the building looks abandoned. It's only used as storage space for vendors from other stores nearby. There's one place in the building, though, that no one dares to visit: the attic. There are a lot of legends surrounding what might have happened in that attic, some more gruesome than others. Most of them claim that a lot of people lost their lives there. To this day, the attic of the Tiring Building is sealed with many chains and locked. There must be some truth to these legends, since no one wants to open it, don't you think? The Silverburn shopping center in Glasgow, Scotland, became famous after a weird woman dressed in black was seen there, on multiple occasions, and by different people. What's so weird about a woman dressed in black going to the mall, you might think? Well, nothing, except for the fact that she wasn't walking, she was levitating. People began seeing her so often that the owners of the mall had to get help from specialists. Investigators spent quite a long time in the area and concluded that the woman might have been bothered when the mall was initially constructed. Tourists say this is a nice location for good quality fish and great coffee, but they also say it comes with the added bonus of weird apparitions. I'm talking about Pike Place Market in Seattle. Even a local newspaper reported some weird sightings over the years, starting with an elderly gentleman named Frank. He's often seen by people wandering around, and he also introduces himself. Frank isn't the only spirit with a name there. You might stumble upon Princess Angeline or Madame Nora, too. Apart from these people, who appear from time to time but don't actually exist, people recall some other weird events, like mirrors shattering for no apparent reason, or some bizarre force pulling and pushing people. Browse a While Books in Tip City, Ohio, is a store that sells rare and out-of-print books. Nothing unusual so far, apart from the fact that this nice shopping spot is also home to as many as 13 unusual spirits. Some of them push books off the shelves every now and then, while others seem to speak or walk on the stairs without being seen. Some of these spirits have even been reported to interact with people. One person recalled being scratched by an unknown force. Another claimed to have been completely taken over by some mysterious force. He blacked out while browsing through the sci-fi aisle of the store, only to regain consciousness a while later. To this day, he doesn't remember what happened and has no explanation for this experience.